Dearest listeners and audience, you are requested to like and subscribe my channel and click the bell icon as well. Thank you.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to beg, honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistic class, and this series we want to share with you about linguistic, syntax, semantics, socio-linguistic, psycholinguistic, and other branches of linguistic. So, yesterday our topic was the origin of language, that how language was originated, how language was developed. After a discussion, we reached a conclusion that language is a divine source. Today, in this short lecture, I am going to share with you the previous experiments in the history which took place in the history about the origin of language. You know, each and every king of Egypt was known as Pharaoh. Almost 2500 years ago, there was a Pharaoh in Egypt known as Semiticus. He tried his experiment with newborn babies in Egypt, and actually he kept two newborn babies in the company of a mute shepherd and goats. With the passage of time, he concluded that the newborn babies, they uttered some words, and one of those words was because. He concluded that this is the original and this is the original divine language, because the people of the Egypt, they were speaking Egyptian language, and this word because was not found in Egypt, in Egyptian language. So he concluded that this is the original language and it is a divine source. But later on, some of the commentators, they expressed their remarks about this experiment, that there were gods in the company of those children. So they might have heard this word because from the animal. However, they say that if we take, there are two syllables in because, be and cause. So if we divide this word into two, so only be is left. And when the God is saying, it says baby. So they thought that it is the voice or the sing of the animal, so that's why it is not the original language. In addition to this, the same experiment was conducted by the fourth king of Scotland, known as King James. He conducted and carried out the same experiment with newborn babies, and very interestingly, they started to speak Hebrew language. But on the contrary of that, there were so many experiments took place about the young children, When they were kept in isolation, then they were not able to speak any language. So, this topic later on was too much debatable, that the children who were in isolation from their parents, especially the young children, then they were not able even to speak a single language. In addition to this, there is another view, which is known as natural sound wave. According to this point of view or this theory, human being language developed and originated due to different other creatures who lived in the surface of the earth. For example, take the example of birds. Like when the birds were flying, so they produced different sounds and different voices. For example, some of the birds, they sing cuckoo, and some of the animals, they say bub bub, and there were some other animal who say cuckoo. So if we compare these words which were said by other animal, these words have similarity with other languages. For example, take the example of the voice of a dog. When the dog is barking, the dog say bub bub. And take the example of the crow. So the calling of the crow is cow cow. Though the pronunciation of these words which I shared with you, they are different from each other. The pronunciation of these words are the same, though the spelling are different. As I said, cuckoo. So in one language, it has one spelling, while in another language, it has another spellings. While the pronunciation of these words, they are a bit similar. So this was one point of view, that human beings, they adopted the imitation of those birds when they say the words, so they name. For example, if a bird said cow cow, so human being named that bird cow cow, according to this point of view. Similarly, there is another interesting point of view and theory about the origin of human language, the original form of human language, that it was originated and developed because of the happiness of human being, because of the pain of human being, because of the anger of human being. And how it is. For example, when someone is, for example, said, and something which suddenly happened, so what kind of words he uttered? There are some words like we call them interjection, or interjection. That these words human being utter when he is in strong emotions, happiness or sadness, like uch. In Pashto language we see it. I'm comparing with one another. And sometime if there is sadness and sudden action take place, we say oh. So is a kind of feeling. We utter this word when we are in painful condition. There is another word, and it is similar, though that is related to English word interjection, but in Pashto we also use this word. We say Hmm. So this word has another having similarity with this, and these words also produce when we are talking about certain feeling and emotion. Related to this, we say in English, yuck. Yuck. Maybe the people they use for different purposes. But sometimes this word is used when you want to hate something or some work which you do not like. Though I'm not talking about the real use of this word, but I'm just comparing this word with Pashto language. When you are, for example, hating something in Pashto language, we say yuck. It is with Q in Pashto language. However, that is that yuck. To make it short, human beings, they are using different words when they are in emotions, in certain feelings, either the words of happiness or the words of sadness, as I said, or uch, or another words and vav and These words, according to the next theory, they are the real words which originated as a first form of the original language. But there is a contradiction. And the contradiction is that in general, natural communication, we do not use these words. So, this is again a debatable topic which needs an answer. As far as I talk about that, human beings, they imitated the different words of the other creatures on the surface of the earth, particularly the birds and animals, like cow, cuckoo, bobo. This is called Bobo Theory. Connected to this, there is a theory which is known as You-He-Who Theory. You-He-Who Theory says that some sounds were produced due to the physical actions of human beings. That is like the original language. For example, when previously or even nowadays, when they are carrying huge load, so they are groaning, or sometimes they are cursing each other. So these sounds were produced, and that was called the original form of language. But again, on the contrary of that, it was also brought and put forward that yes, it is true that human beings, they are making different sounds and voices when they are carrying loads. But the animals, they are carrying different loads, they are producing different voices and sounds, but they do not have the ability to speak. They do not have the ability to speak. They do not have the ability of speech. So this is again a question. So listeners and audience, this is a bit lengthy topic, and I will try to discuss it with a bit by bit. And we will reach a conclusion of this topic is that the speech ability, the ability of speaking, it has been only gifted to human beings, that they have the ability to speak. So we will reach a conclusion when this topic is completed. However, we will continue our 2 lectures regarding this, that how human language was originated. Hope that this topic is clear. Thank you.